Did you know that American University Park has experienced a 15% increase in home prices in this year, 2024 alone? But does that mean that now is the right time to sell? What are inventory levels looking like? Is inventory low? Is it high? And how will your property be seen if you were to list it right now? Well, in this video, we're going to delve into the current market trends and discover why acting now could be your best move in American University Park. Understanding the inventory trends is really crucial to the real estate market because inventory refers to the number of homes that are available for sale at a particular time. So oftentimes I talk about supply and demand, and this is no different. Inventory has decreased by at least 10% in American University Park in this past quarter alone. And this decline actually indicates that there's a shift towards a seller's market where demand is actually outpacing supply and often leading to higher home prices and quicker sales, even in properties that might need a full gut renovation. Why do we say that? Well, the numbers never lie, but neither do the charts and graphs. So it would be good if we could actually look at a chart and graph and see exactly how the market itself is performing. When we are looking at this chart and graph for American University Park, we see the closed sales right at are low, but there is constant traction that is gaining in American University Park. Why do we say that? Well, because we do have new pendings, but we have very little active listings. For our new pendings, we have 5, but for our active listings, we have just 4. That means that for our supply and demand, it's very low, zero point 0.7. It's not even a full month's worth of supply. What does that mean? That means that we don't have enough inventory at all, and we truly are moving towards a seller's market. Let's go a little bit further into our spotlight. When we look at our average sold price, our average sold price is 1.3 million and just 7 days on market. So that too speaks of the amount of interest that exists in American University Park. And our average price per square foot is $693. So all of these things are metrics that show that we're moving in the right direction. And now we're actually getting this October snapshot. Our closed sales in October were actually 5 closed sales. When we look there at our pendings, it was 6. They're right in line with one another, and it shows us how little inventory we actually have in the marketplace. When we go out to our chart for American University Park, the closed sales and what's been happening this past year. So just like we always see, we see a big jump in the summer months. We had 15 homes close in the summer months. That was a 114% jump from last June or June of 2023. It continued to be that way in August. Another 15 homes were closed. September was a little lower, and it's jumping back up in October. When we go from August into September, we know individuals are going back into their workplace. Everybody's going back to school. So our market slows just a bit, but then it picked right back up. So it really gives us an understanding of how much interest is happening there in American University Park. But let's also talk about what is it that is actually driving the demand and what can people or individuals expect to find in American University Park. That's always so important because as sellers, we know exactly what's there, but our incoming buyers need to know why is it that it is so attractive? Because American University Park, it's nestled right in Northwest Washington, D.C., and it's renowned for feeling very much like you're in the suburbs with tree-lined streets, historic homes, beautiful colonial, expansive homes, and a very close-knit community. And there's a proximity to downtown D.C., to American University. So it's truly a blend of suburban tranquility with urban convenience, and it makes it highly desirable. It also sits right on the hills of Georgetown and Georgetown University and so forth. Some of the local highlights that we can find there in American University Park, first of all, they've done a $500 million initiative to bury all of the vulnerable Pepco feeder line. So that's so important because when you have overhead lines, obviously it's not always an attractive appeal. But by them taking that initiative and actually burying those feeder lines, now that it's added to or enhanced the aesthetic appeal of the community and also the resilience of the community overall. So those are some of the enhancements that are happening there. American University also has a neighborhood partnership, and this not only strengthens university, but it allows the university and the neighborhood to have strong relations, and it facilitates discussions between the two collaborative projects, fostering a strong sense of community and appeal to individuals who are moving in. As a seller, this is something that needs to be expounded upon to incoming individuals, whether they be professors, whether they be individuals who are just going to be supporting the university, whether they are going to be individuals who are actually working in the hub of DC. Just knowing that there's that strong community and partnership between the university and the community itself can be very attractive to individuals who are coming into the community. These things are extremely important for you as a homeowner. Knowing that there are current low inventory means that there's less competition. So that means that there's more leverage for you when you list your property for sale. Buyers are eager. By and large, we have individuals who are interested in the community, not only because it has a warm sense of appeal, but also some of the things that it offers, that neighborhood partnership. But also, there are very well renowned schools that we find there in American University Park for K through 12. There is the opportunity to again have that suburban feel sitting right on the heels of downtown DC, and also those properties that have that historic and warm appeal, large expansive colonial properties. So all of those things are attractive to incoming buyers, and for you as a seller it really allows you to have multiple offers and allows you to get the most amount of money for your property right now. What type of properties can be found there in University Park? Look at my website and let's see some of the properties that are found there. And so we're seeing the properties from closed sales to those that are on the market right now. And so we see everything here from very contemporary designs, 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, about 2,900 square feet. And these properties, they have age on them, but they are properties that have had renovations done to them. And so as a result of having those renovations done to them, again, they have a strong appeal. So some of the renovations that have done to these particular properties modernize the properties and bring in a design element that individuals that are today's borrowers are looking for. Updated interior and exterior of the properties can be found there in University Park. And so as a seller, these are things that you want to know. You want to know, well, what is my competition looking like? And so, we're just scrolling through some of the properties that can be found there, and you can see exactly what is offered inside of these properties. Even with some of these older homes, some of the original design elements that still exist inside of the properties are things that buyers are looking for. And as you can see, we're ranging from shy of 2 million to the mid $1 million mark, and to the upper $2 million mark, 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, 4,500 square feet of space. So if that's a property that you have and it reminds you of the property or the home that you own, this is exactly what your competition, so to speak, looks like. These are homes that have recently sold. And so you can see, okay, well, this is what the homes look like. This is what I might need to do to my property. And even for properties that perhaps have not had as many updates done to them, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,300 square feet of space, no doubt needs some renovations done to the property. So if this is a property, if your home is very similar to this, these are homes that are still selling, and they're selling very quickly, just shy of $1 million. So, somewhere between 800 to $1 million is what you could expect for a property that is in need of a renovation. But we have very little inventory right now on the market. As always, you can come right over to nataliedean.taylorprops.com and you can look at these properties for yourself. You can compare what your home actually looks like in respects to these other properties that are on the market. So you can get a good sense of, what might need to be done to your property, or if you've already done the renovations, what you could expect to get as far as a price point is for your property. So that just gives us a nice idea of what is actually going on in the marketplace there. American University Park is becoming a seller's market. There's been a 10% drop in inventory, and the scales are really tipping towards the favor of a seller's market. There's the neighborhood appeal coupled with that recent infrastructure. And it's drawing in more buyers, increased demand. It's actually pushing up the home values. But I want to look once more at some of these charts, do a little bit more comparison. So we were looking at all property types, but what you're going to find more often than not in American University Park, you're going to find more detached homes than anything. And that truly is the buyer that's coming into American University Park, especially right now. So if we switch our matrix over to our pricing trends, this is very, very important. So for our detached homes there in July, we were at 1.7 million on average for our median sold price, and at 1.8 million there in August. And it's dropped just a little bit. But again, what we always like to look at is, okay, well, what were the conditions of these properties? And that's so important. That's why I always encourage you to go over to the website and actually look at the type of properties that were being sold at that time, because that gives you a good idea and perspective as to, what was actually driving these home prices. And that's something that you're able to do right on my website. Again, though, let's look at the pricing ratios. So when we look at the pricing ratios, what we're actually looking at is our original list price to our sale price. And so there in June, 105%. So it was selling above what the actual list price was. There in July, we dropped just a bit to 94.3%. We look there in August, we were at 100%, dropped just a little bit in September. And again, we may have been looking more at properties that needed a gut renovation. And then there again in October, we're back at 100%. So those are a really good uh, matrix to look at to determine, again, that we are very much inside of a seller's market here in American University Park. But let's look at what our days on market look like. We had talked about it first before when we were looking at the overall situation there. But looking in June, we were at just 4 days. July, it jumped up just a bit. And again, what happens oftentimes is, let's say that we have properties that, because our price points were higher, the price point was higher also for the average sold price in July. So let's say that we have those properties that were closer to $2 million. We're inside of jumbo financing. And sometimes that can mean that it's going to take just a little bit longer for the property to sell. So that could have been driving that. But then in August, we jumped down to just 6 days. We're there in September, 18 days. And there in October, we're back down to 7 days. So it's just a really, really strong market. And what that indicates for you as a seller is that the individuals who are actually coming into the marketplace are individuals who have their financing in place, could even be buying with cash, definitely conventional borrowers, and they're strong conventional borrowers. So they're ready to pull the trigger, so to speak, and close on those properties. And so again, because this video we're focusing on that supply and demand. In May, it was up, but we've only been going down since then. So June, we were at 1.4 months, July 1.25, August even lower at 0.20. There in September at 0.40, and here we are in October, 0.80. So we have very little supply. I can't emphasize that enough. And for you as a seller, again, what that means is that you are in a seller's market. You are poised to receive the most amount of value perhaps in the shortest amount of time. Right now, these next 3 to 4 months are crucial. And so, homeowners, you could continue to see significant returns on your property, but timing is crucial. And so we want to stay tuned so that we can continue to talk about actionable strategies to capitalize on this opportunity. Did you realize that the inventory levels had dropped so drastically there in your community over this last quarter? Does this mean that if you have been considering it, that this might be the right time for you to actually list your home for sale? Have you been noticing the recent infrastructure changes that are happening? And how do you think that these improvements are actually going to impact the property values? And what additional improvements are happening? Join the conversation. Let us know what you think as a homeowner about the improvements that are happening there in your neighborhood, things that you're seeing, and how you feel is going to continue to impact the value in a positive way for your properties. And do you believe that these upgrades are going to draw in home buyers? I do. I definitely do. And I just see as these infrastructure changes happen, as you continue to get new boutiques, as you continue to get new, wonderful, trending restaurants in your area, and just other things that add to the appeal of the area, definitely we are going to see more buyers coming into American University Park. So there's a strategy. Things are increasing, they're going above listing price, but there's a strategy behind it. And I'd love to share more of those insights for you. I am feeling like because American University Park is fully transitioning into a seller's market within the next few months, this could mean that it is an optimal time for you to list. There is a tool that I offer free to my listeners, and that is the ability for you to be able to get your home valuation immediately on your property just by clicking the link in my bio. You'll immediately you'll get access to all of the properties that have sold, that are pending, that are actively listed. You'll get an opportunity to look at all the beautiful pictures, and it'll give you what is going on in your marketplace. And then you can also go further and ask for a full-blown CMA on your property. You can actually put in any updates that you've done to your property, any other things that you know could impact the value of your property, and from that you can get a full-blown CMA on your property and know exactly what you could expect to get for your property. These next 3 months are going to be just crucial. So, one of the tips, though, I want to leave you with is consider enhancing your home's curb appeal and updating any key interior spaces. So, I always talk about the curb appeal because in the DMV area, we're really, really fortunate that normally our winter months don't get really bad maybe until maybe January, February. We start maybe seeing some snowfall. But right here in November and December, there's still a lot that can be done on the exterior, and there can be a savings that can happen because not as many people are doing those exterior projects. So sometimes from your area contractors, you can get a savings for doing those small tweaks to the exterior of your property, but they can realize huge dividends. And the same really for interior things that you do to your property. Now could be the time where you can modernize kitchens. You can modernize some of your light fixtures, and just those small tweaks, they can add add a huge value to your overall outlay of what you receive from your property. So, strategic improvements can significantly boost your home's value and its appeal. But don't wait too long. The competition is likely to intensify. Acting now could mean the difference between you being the only person or the only property on list and four of your other neighbors deciding that they want to list as well. And now you have an extreme amount of competition. It could be the difference between making an additional 50, 75, 100, $200,000 in your property just because of the fact that you have very little competition. So, if you're wondering how your home fits into this shifting landscape, or you're ready to capitalize on American University Park's market dynamics, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm here to provide you with accurate, data driven insights that will help you to make the most informed decision right now. As always, I appreciate you being along for the journey, and I ask you please to like and subscribe, but also join the conversation and give your feedback on how you think these market trends are impacting you and your particular home, how you feel it's impacting your neighborhood, any additional infrastructure and developments that you think are going to significantly impact the American University neighborhood. Continue to stay tuned this week as we continue to talk about price appreciation trends in the DMV area and which neighborhoods are seeing the fastest growth and why you should care. Whether you're a buyer or a seller, understanding these trends could save or make you thousands of dollars. So stay tuned because I promise you won't want to miss out on these insights. Thank you so much for being along for the journey and make it a phenomenal day.